What's going on, everybody? Haterade Cowboy here. CEDIA Day 2, Dallas, Texas. I'm at one of my favorite companies, SVS. I've got Nick here with me. Nick, what's going on, man? It's nice to finally meet you.
Jordan, thank you for having us on, man. This show has been crazy and we've been having a lot of fun.
Absolutely crazy. This is my first CEDIA experience and I've just had so much fun. You're one of the companies that I've always wanted to meet. I've been a fan of SVS for a very long time. Unfortunately, I've never had the chance to hear the speakers, but I do have an SVS cylinder sub in my home theater, so I can rep a little bit.
Well, thank you for the support. I mean, here we're trying to show off that we're actually more than a subwoofer brand. I think a lot of the people who are here from the integrator channel are like, SVS, those are the subwoofer guys. We have new wireless audio gear, we got new accessories, cables, new powered bookshelf speakers, a new integrated amplifier, and of course, we do have a new subwoofer, the 3000 in-wall, so excited to have our first architectural product that'll really get a lot of people here excited.
Awesome. I did not know that you had an in-wall sub now. That's going to be really cool. So yeah, I was going to ask you about that because I've been following SVS for a long time. When I first got into home theater, I was looking for, a budget sub, but a sub that was going to really, put a thump in my home theater. And SVS always kept coming up. And it took me a while to get my first SVS sub. But then down the line, you guys started introducing some speakers, and I went, wait a minute. I thought SVS was a subwoofer company, but now you guys went from being a really, really good subwoofer company to being a really, really good subwoofer and speaker company, and you're doing the wireless, and now you've got, like you said, you've got the in-wall. So why don't you tell us how you guys transitioned from a subwoofer company to a speaker company?
I appreciate that. I mean, it's been a lot of trying to bring the same energy, the same kind of design philosophy that we have with the subwoofers to our speaker line here. We have two full series, our Ultra and our Prime series, and the goal is to deliver a sort of price to performance ratio that's it's disruptive in this industry. I mean, I think a lot of speaker brands, the really big ones, they have all the resources in the world, but maybe they've lost a little of that passion where they just want to make a product that's just absolutely killer. But then you have these smaller boutique speaker brands which they have all the passion in the world, but they don't necessarily have the resources to create a product that can be brought to market on a mass level. So we run mean and lean in terms of our engineering team. We have a very talented staff all over the world who's sourcing different components that we can use and engineer in a way that delivers just absolutely incredible performance for what you're paying. And I think especially in a place like this where a lot of these integrators are sort of cost no objects. It's like, I got a $3 million budget for my home theater. Like, get me something I can sound
like,
good.
Come on, man.
But I feel like most of humanity is not working on that level. So we're trying to deliver products that certainly can be just aspirational in the sense like I'm getting an absolutely killer experience. It's going to leave nothing to be desired from something that I'm paying 5-10 times more than, and just get you that visceral sort of energetic level of output that I think a lot of people look for and they don't know they can have at this price point until they've actually experienced something like SVS.
Definitely, yeah, because at some point, I don't care what anybody says, diminishing returns start to come into play, especially when you're dealing with home cinema. You're not talking about a big, commercial cinema. So it's really awesome that you guys are providing quality products that aren't being compromised just to make a quick buck. So I guess let's talk about what speakers do we have here that you got.
So these are our 3 tower speakers. What you see here is our flagship Ultra Tower speakers. This actually has dual opposing 8-inch woofers down in the lower part of the cabinet, 2 mid-range as well as our aluminum dome tweeter. This is the middle of our Prime series, the Prime Pinnacle Tower speaker. This gets you probably like 85% of the way to the Ultra Tower, but it's a much easier form factor to put into maybe a narrow room. This guy really likes a little room around it to breathe, to let those 8-inch woofers do what they do best. And then the Prime Tower, this was our first tower that we did in the Prime series, and it's absolutely a killer product. It's won all sorts of performance for the price, shootouts with other models, and so we're just really proud of all of our tower speakers. We also have bookshelves, we got center channels, true 3-way center channel speakers, and then our Prime Elevation speaker, which has become one of our most popular.
Everybody loves those things, man.
I mean, there is no other Dolby Atmos speaker that can do what that thing does in terms of how easy it is to mount on a wall or a ceiling, and then that direct radiating just makes such a difference. Like if you've played with those little toppers that supposedly bounce sound off the ceiling, like unless you have the perfect setup and the perfect seating area, you're just not getting a convincing Atmos experience. So the direct radiating and approach has really been a win for us, and it's allowed it to become just an absolutely killer product that's matched with a lot of other brands because it is neutral, yet it can just deliver killer output.
Yeah, and I mean, if you search the forums, if you go on YouTube, I haven't seen anybody that doesn't like SVS, whether it's a sub, speaker, and like you said, people rave about those, those Atmos, what are they called again? The SVS?
Prime Elevation.
Prime Elevation, yeah. Yep. I'm hoping at some point I can try those because I've heard so many good things about those. But yeah, you guys are offering so much great products. So I guess we'll take a look at the subs, because you said you have a new sub, right?
We got a new in-wall sub. But if I can just speak to a second for our community.
Yeah.
I mean,
sure.
we do a lot, not just to try to grow the SVS brand, but to try to grow this hobby. I think people don't appreciate how fun it can be to just mess around with high performance audio and home theater. And so a lot of what we do from a marketing perspective is just getting people excited and aspiring to want to own something better than maybe a cheap soundbar that you buy, at a big box store, or a pair of wireless speakers that come in a mono solution, but it's more for background listening. We're trying to cultivate a community of people who tell others about how awesome and fun this can be. And back in the olden days, being an audiophile came with a lot of stigma. It's like, you're judgmental. Oh, only my gear is good. It's like, you can't buy that. You can only buy this, or else you're not qualified to be in my league. And we're really just trying to disarm all of that and get it out of the equation. Let people be inclusive. Let people enjoy what they want to enjoy. Whether your budget's $1,000 or $10,000, you can put an absolutely awesome system together that's going to get you excited. It's going to make your experience that much better. But there's no judgment. There's no, trying to say that you're not an audiophile because you don't believe or you don't have certain amounts of gear. So that's really one of the mantras we're trying to push within our industry here, is to get more people excited about this hobby and the joys of the experiences it creates. It's almost like an appliance. Like, it's something you live with every single day. Why not get something that's going to bring you that much closer to realism? Yeah,
that's a good point that you put it like that. It's something that you use every day. I know I use my theater pretty much every day, and it's not for 30 minutes. It's for, 2-3 hours, and stop, come back, play some video games. So those speakers, those drivers, they're getting a workout. And you want to make sure that you invest in something that's going to last and something that's going to provide you with awesome, value, and that the speaker is going to do what you want it to do, which is sound good and last a really long time, and have an awesome company that actually supports their customers.
Well, every company says they offer great service. I will put our reputation on the line that we offer the best support. We have a team that will respond within 24 hours to almost any request. We actually do video consultations, something that came out of the pandemic, where you want to take your phone, scan around your room. Where am I going to place this sub? How many speakers do I need for this area? What's the best placement? We'll sit with there half an hour and go through your entire room. You can submit schematics, and we'll walk you through the best way to set up your system. I mean, a show like this, that's what they're doing professionally, and certainly there's a benefit in working with somebody locally that can do that. But if you can't, just bring us into your home virtually, and we'll get you all set up and make sure you get the best experience possible. The one other thing I wanted to make a comment on is, you made a great point about the sort of longevity of it. I think one thing people don't appreciate enough about this kind of gear is that technology is so disposable these days. But if you buy a great set of speakers and a subwoofer, it's going to last you 15, 20 years, as long as you're playing at relatively decent levels. And we like you to crank it. We want you to crank it. But it's a kind of technology that's not disposable, and it's every single day you're getting enjoyment and joy out of it.
That's awesome. So I'm looking forward to hopefully working with you guys, maybe get some equipment in and testing it myself, because like I said, everybody loves SVS. And you guys, a lot of companies, they try to dip into other areas. Like I said, before you were known as a subwoofer company, and then you started doing the speakers and the high elevations, but sometimes it doesn't always work out. But you guys are killing it on every front. I mean, anytime anything new SVS comes out, I'm sure this video is going to blow up as soon as I post it, but anytime anything SVS comes out, people just love it. And that just not just a testament to the speakers, but how much you as a company, SVS, puts into their products and considers the customer, because that's very important. A lot of people don't understand, if you don't have the customer in mind, you might have a decent product, but if you don't have that customer support, people aren't going to want to deal with you, and it's not like that with SVS.
No, you're so right. And even with something like, this is really sexy product launch, an HDMI 2.1A cable, like, we were looking at what's available out there, and there's a lot of solutions that are sort of very basic, point A to point B, no shielding, very much, not looking good at all. And then there's all these other solutions that are like, hundreds of dollars for an HDMI cable. So we came in with one that fits within our SoundPath line. That's that perfect sweet spot. It gets you all the high performance of those premium price products, but at a much more attainable price point, but still with the high tech, with the 5 layers of shielding, all the stuff that people would really want. And that extends through all of our accessories. So it's just a philosophy we have of trying to be in the sweet spot where you're getting all the performance of those super high-end premium products, but at a much more inclusive price point.
Awesome, awesome. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at these subwoofers and take a look at that new sub.
Let's do it.
All right, so now we're going to take a look at all the subs that I didn't actually realize they offered this many subs. So
this isn't even all of them.
Oh wow!
They don't have the cylinders, which I know you're familiar with. That's right.
So why don't you tell us about what subs you got here?
I'm not going to go through every single model, but I'll sort of point out the variety that we got here, because we have our largest here, our PV16 Ultra, which is a triple ported. It's got 1,500 watts of continuous power, well over 5,000 watts of peak power, an absolute beast for the largest home theaters. It also has all of our ported subwoofers have unique port tuning frequencies, so you can actually plug these with included port plugs and then use the app to change the frequency response. So you can get a sealed cabinet enclosure, a little bit better transient response, a little better musicality from the ported cabinet design here. So right now we're showing our PV16, PV3000, PV2000 Pro, and our PV1000 Pro. Not pictured the PC4000, which is a cylinder, and PC2000 Pro, which we'll have at CES in a couple months. Sealed cabinet-wise, this is our flagship SP16 Ultra, and that goes right up to our most compact and our newest subwoofer, the 3000 Micro. These things really excel for the audiophile crowd. They're pinpoint accurate. They have great transient response, so they can keep up with even the quickest speakers like electrostatics and Planar, Magnaplane, those kind as well. Every speaker, every subwoofer you see here can be controlled with the Bluetooth subwoofer control app. It's got a 50 megahertz analog devices DSP, which from our perspective allows us to really get these with the precision tuning down to like a molecular level, so they'll sound great with nearly any speaker out there. They have different driver configurations, overhung and underhung, which is really meant to get the best out of the ported and sealed cabinet configuration. Not every subwoofer brand is putting that kind of engineering into their driver baskets, but we really want to make sure we're narrowing the delta between sealed and ported performance. So we're not stopping anytime soon. All of the technology available in this subwoofer is available in this one as well. We don't make you skimp on anything as you go up and down our series. You just get more output and deeper low frequency extension the bigger you go. So we'll have some surprises in store in the next couple of years, but super excited to be showing these off at CEDIA.
Awesome. So which one is the new sub?
So this is the newest one we have. The in-wall is actually on the other side of the booth, so we can go check that out in a minute. But our 3000 Micro is the newest cabinet model that we offer.
Nice, nice. Yeah, let's go ahead and check out that in-wall.
Let's do it. So here we are with our newest and our first architectural product that we've ever made, our 3000 in-wall subwoofer. This is based on the same platform as our 3000 series. It's got dual 9-inch drivers, high excursion SVS designs here, and we're powering it with the amplifier here. It's an 800 watt RMS, 2,500 watts of peak power, and this is a 2 rack mount unit meant for mounting into a rack. And what's kind of cool about this is that you can run a single subwoofer unit like this at 800 watts, or change the impedance and run dual configuration of these from a single unit of the amplifier. So you can bring that dual configuration. And really, what we're trying to do here is bring something that's not an imposter subwoofer to the architectural space. There's an installation challenge with these. Some of them are hard to put into retrofit, but easy for new construction. Other ones go great with new construction, not retrofit. We've got a back box, a rough-in kit, a template to make this as easy as possible to install in any kind of a scenario. I feel like we're under attack here or something.
I know, man.
It's coming. They're coming for us. But it's really trying to bring that same sort of story we're bringing with our other subwoofers to the architectural space here, and obviously at a show like CEDIA, where a lot of these folks are installing really premium home theaters, this will only be available from installers. You won't be able to buy it and do a DIY, at least not originally. So
Somebody will do it.
Yeah, it'll be something that gives an opportunity for the installers to have an SVS product that's truly their own.
Nice. So what size drivers are we running on this?
We're running two 9-inch drivers, high excursion models. You can see the front grille here is it's perforated. It also bulges out. That gives you that ability for those really to move a lot of air. And you can see the custom back box we've designed runs essentially a sealed cabinet performance, very much similar to our 3000 micro, a little bit better in the low frequency extension area, but comparable in a true SVS experience.
Okay, and the grill, is that paintable?
Yep, absolutely paintable, perforated, acoustically transparent, so that will allow you to get pretty much an invisible subwoofer no matter where you're installing it.
Awesome. And then what was the wattage on the amplifier again?
800 watts RMS, 2,500 watts of peak power, conservatively rated, and same 50 megahertz analog devices DSP chip, so obviously you get all the benefits of the Bluetooth control app, which is a real convenience for our integrators.
Awesome. Well, I guess I better end it here before we get drowned out by Queen. So,
we rock you.
I appreciate it. Thank you for taking time out and supporting the channel and talking about your new products. Awesome, man. I'm really glad that you guys have an in-wall. I know a lot of people are going to be going after that one. What's the availability on that one?
This is going to be early 2023, so probably end of January, early February. We'll start rolling it out, and it'll be available on our website through our dealer base, so you'll be able to find a local installer to help you hook you up with it.
Awesome. All right, guys, well, that's going to be it for this video. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Thanks.